Y'all, this is a love and hip hop review. Episode 3. I think we in season 4, New York, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the most important things. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this because honestly, I don't even know where to. Well, okay, let's just go. Peter Gunz and Rich Dollaz, they're talking at the bar, talking about how basically it's real messy, the situation that Peter's in with Tara, and between Tara, his baby mama, and Amina, his wife / jump off, wife off. That's what I call her, WIFE-OFF, because she has turned the game upside down. Like, I don't even know how to play the game anymore because she switched it up on us. So they're talking about how basically he's gonna come clean and tell Tara that Amina and him have been messing around, and I'm just like, you need to tell her everything. But I'm doing this review because I had one of my subscribers was like, please do another love and hip hop review because she liked this. So I'm just really doing this for you and everybody else who enjoyed it, because honestly, like, it's draining. Love and hip hop is draining because there's so much buffoonery. There's so many different storylines that are full of buffoonery that I'm not certain which one I really want to pinpoint or if I want to talk about it at all, because it's absolutely draining. So side note, you guys need to go on listen to the interviews from Sway Universe with Peter Gunz and 105.1 Power 105. So in between those two interviews, it appears to me that Peter is saying that he had a family prior to Tara and his boys, and how he basically left his family that he already had with another woman, I think in Louisiana, for Tara. So if that's really the case, because again, we don't know what's really going on behind closed doors, but if that's really the case, and that means that Tara was a jump off when Peter Gunz met her. So I guess how you get them is how you lose them, or whatever that saying is. But then now that changes how I feel about Tara and the whole situation, because like, you cannot do wrong to somebody, to another woman, and think it's gonna come back. It's not gonna come back and bite you in the butt. Like, no man is worth all the drama that all these women are putting themselves through. I think the only one that actually got out while she could was probably Corey Gunn's mama, because we ain't heard about her. She was probably like the first one, and she was like, oh, I'm not about to deal with this. Like, no, because Peter, he's just, to me, it's like, how much more disrespectful could you be to a woman? Like, you must have like mother issues or something along those lines. I'm not trying to throw no like shade, but usually men who have problems with women have problems with their mothers. So I just hope that he figures out his life, because this is embarrassing. Like, what's transpiring on the screens, this is really embarrassing. So anyways, I was going off on a tangent. They get to the studio, so basically he's like, yeah, I gotta tell Tara what's good. So he calls Tara to the studio, and she's like, I don't know what Peter can have to tell me, because he ain't never invited me to the studio before. And I'm just like, girl, you ain't never been to the studio? Even little Kim and Faith were in the studio, and I know you're not an artist, but I've been to the studio, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't had no boyfriend that was in the entertainment industry like that. So like, it's not that hard to get in the studio and hang out with dudes or whatever. So, and if your man is in the studio and never invited you to the studio, that's a big old red flag. Oh, I'm coming to the studio. Everybody, the engineers, everybody gonna know Angie Ray's name. So Negro, don't try to play no games, because whatever you do in the dark's gonna come to light. Yeah, Tara, you was slipping on that one, because I'd have been all up and through that studio. So he calls her to the studio, and he's like, I got something to tell you. And she's like, what? He was like, yeah, Amina, she's my artist. And she was like, yeah, I encouraged it. Boop, pump your brakes. Boop, 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 boop. You encouraged what, Tara? You encouraged that he worked with Amina Butterfly? Okay, see, that's a problem right there. Like, he's talking about, yeah, you did support it, but I done messed up now. She's like, what do you mean you messed up? I'm not understanding, Peter. I'm not understanding what you're talking about. He was like, yeah, like, Mina, we've been kind of seeing each other. She's like, another one, Peter? Another one? Another jump off, Peter? I'm so tired of this. Boo-hoo-hoo. Boo-hoo-hoo. I'm crying. Boo-hoo-hoo. I can't believe this is going on, Peter. Okay? I can't believe you doing me like this after everything I did. I'm gonna put 15 years into this and 2 kids, and you gonna treat me like this, Peter? What's wrong with you? Stop hitting me. Stop hitting me. Let's talk about this civilly. No, let's not. Why are you hitting him, girl? Why are you wasting any energy on him? You should have known when he invited you to the studio that he was going to tell you that he was cheating on you again. Because see, this the problem. You were pregnant and he was cheating on you. That's where you messed up. I wouldn't have even, girl. No. It wouldn't have worked out for Peter at all. He probably wouldn't have even been living if it was up to me. So, you know, yeah, real talk. So she's hitting him. She's like, go be with Amina. Go be with Amina. I'm just like, so you gonna send him back to the wife off? Like, okay. This is why it's draining. This is why Love and Hip Hop is draining, because like you're thinking in your head, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you guys going through all these emotions? So anyways, okay, so they cut to Amina and Peter's like, you know, you're not looking too happy, Amina. Amina was like, did you tell her you love me? Did you tell her you love me? He was like, I already told her that I was sleeping with you. I don't want to pull, you know, I don't want to twist the knife while it's in her back. And she was like, but she needs to know the truth. She needs to know that you love me, that we're in love, that I'm your wife, yada, yada, yada. And this is what I'm talking. Okay, so, Amina, I don't like you. I'm sorry, girl. I don't even care if we ever meet. Like, this right here, you're doing a whole lot for too little. Like, it's just too much. Like, I don't like your style. Like, the man said he told the girl that they would still let that marinate. Well, I'm gonna tell her, oh, okay, nobody cares if you're in love with Peter. Okay, that's why everybody was in love with Peter. That's why y'all, this is what situation that y'all are in right now, because everybody loves Peter and what he's given, but nobody's thinking rationally. So Amina decides that she's unhappy with the fact that Peter told Tara that they're having intercourse, and I'm just like, side eye for real, because like, you looking for somebody to come at you real hard with an elbow or to like throw them bows, because you got, like, you know, Amina, everybody's trying to save you from the butt whooping that you're eventually gonna get, and that you did receive. I don't know who won in that whole scenario. So let me just jump to what I'm talking about. So Amina and Tara end up throwing bows, because Yandy invites Tara and Amina. Well, invites Tara. I don't know if she even invited her. Tara said she was gonna find Amina because she was doing several showcases, and Yandy had to be there because her and Rich are thinking about actually signing Amina. So she's like, well, I got your back, girl, because that's dirty what's going on. And I'm like, yeah, Yandy, you know what? I like Yandy. Yandy's like, I'm a businesswoman, and you know, I'm assigned a girl, but you know, I'm looking at her side eye because she is like, she had to know what's going on. Like, you had to know. So anyways, Amina is performing one of her little sad lullabies or whatever, and so her and Rich, Yandy and Rich, they're talking about the whole situation. She finishes performing, and so Yandy and Amina are talking, and Amina's like, Yandy was like, do you consider yourself a leader or a star? And she was like, yeah. She's like, well, then why would you play second? And then she was like, what do you mean? And so then that's when Tara shows up, and low-key, I think that was a setup. But you know what? I think that's funny as hell. Because Yanni was like, I'm not going for this at all. Like, girl, you're going to have to answer for yourself if you're going to be signed on my label, because this has gotten messy. I was pulled into it by this dummy right here, Rich, because he couldn't keep his mouth closed. And, you know, I think Rich just loves the drama. And I be laughing when he's smiling. Like, okay, so Tara get on the scene and she's like, oh, hey. She was like, well, I'm so glad you're here. This is Amina. I'm so glad you're here because, you know, finally I got to tell you something. She was like, oh, what you all happy about? What you got to tell me? And she was like, well, you know, Peter told me he told you what was good. And she was like, yeah. And see, this is where I don't have conversations with wife offs or jump offs. So y'all were doing way too much talking at that little bit table. Okay, so, you know, it's a little bit more than that. More to it than that. You know, we're in love and I love him and he loves me. And she's like, well, I think that you're a release. And she was like, I'm not nobody's release. I ain't nobody's jump off. Okay. She's like, well, tell me what you gotta tell me. Show me whatever I'm ready. This is Tara. I'm ready for the information. So she goes into her bra and she pulls out, I guess, her visa or her green card and was like, bam, I'm his wife. Tara looked at that green card real close too, and then she locked up on her. She just she threw them bows on Amina. Like, they didn't really show who won. I don't you know what, y'all, I don't condone this type of behavior, but I don't know who was wrong in this case, honestly, because, like, knowing what I know now, supposedly from what Peter said, and then again, like, how much do you believe what Peter says even out in the media? Because he's basically saying that Tara was a jump off. What if she wasn't a jump off? What if she didn't know that he had another family? Like, there's a whole lot of what ifs. But anyways, they are fighting, and Rich, and before they was fighting, Rich and Yandy were giving these side eyes. Yandy drinking her water, talking about and Rich is looking like, I thought Rich left. I thought he said, I'll leave y'all ladies to it. Where did Rich appear? So they're fighting and Rich is looking like, and he's smiling. I'm like, Rich, you know what, you just like that bonchincha. And bonchincha in Spanish means, like, you like that little gossip, you like this drama. Okay, Rich, I see you. So that was the most interesting part, aside from the fact that you know, after they fought or whatever, then they were cut into what's her name, Tara, in her kitchen. I don't know if it's a kitchen or a bedroom, I don't know what it is, but they keep showing that floor, and it's just like that tile gets on my nerves. Walking around barefoot, it's just I don't like her decor at all. Like, I don't know, I don't like it. I need a throw rug. And I need a new color besides blue on the wall, because that blue wall and then that white tile is just annoying. And especially, like, the cameraman who's operating the whole thing, I don't know if he's trying to intentionally annoy me, but then they cut to her crying and reapplying her makeup because she's been crying over Peter, and that she's paying for all the lost years. And, you know, I could have actually did without that part, because I was like, okay, girl. So then I'm jumping, I don't know if it was before or after, but the new girl, Naya, Lee, and Mena, they have a fight. Erica Mena, they have a fight in the studio because Naya implied that Erica Mena wasn't serious about her business. And then she's like, I got a $7,000 watch on. Everything I got on is paid for. I'm tired of being a stripper. So we know we need to be serious about this track because I'm trying to rap. And, you know, nothing about her rapping was, you know, sets her apart, in my opinion. Like, you know, you could definitely notice Rashida's voice is different, it's distinct. Nicki Minaj, Lil' Kim, like a Foxy Brown, or, you know who I'm talking about. And, you know, those women, even like Left Eye, you know, or T-Boz, who was it? Left Eye, you know, Lisa Lopez, yeah, you know, all those all those rappers, their voices were different as females, and I just maybe I need to hear more from Naya, but I'm not thrilled with her, especially like there's only certain women, you know, only a few women can actually pull off a bald-headed look, and no shade, no tea to your bald-headed look. I think your face actually fits it, and she's a pretty girl. However, I think what throws off this entire look is your Nike swoosh. The little swoop in the front, I don't like that, girl. Grow that hair back in and let's start over again or something, because, you know, a Nike swoop, a swoosh or whatever, the Nike sign in your head, in the front of your head, by your, like, girl, you're already bald, okay? So, you know, you gotta be very, you gotta really pull that look off. You gotta have everything perfect. And I don't know if I'm feeling that look on Naya, but you know, that's to each his own, girl, whatever. And so they start arguing back and forth, her and Mena, and Joe was like, I don't even know why y'all arguing for, because, you know, two novices trying to help each other out. It's just like, you know, the blind leading the blind. And I'm like, yeah, Joe has a point there. And then let's talking about Joe and Tahiri are in the room, and out of everything, she's like, what is this piece of hair on the bed? And she holds up a piece of like hair on the bed. She's like, this ain't my hair. I guess she knew it wasn't her hair. And she was like, you had a female in here? He was like, yeah, she was just sitting on the bed. We was just talking. Yeah, you know what? That's disrespectful. And she's like, she looked at the sheets. She's like, oh, these sheets have been changed. And he was like, well, you about to leave anyway because you got that part. And I mean, you know, are you gonna take the counselor with us? And I'm just like, y'all need your own show, because there's too much going on right here just for a little bit snippet. Like, moving on. So yeah, Joe had somebody, some jump off in the bed. Tahiri got mad and was like, what's this piece of hair? And it was boring. Like, why are we having a conversation about this? Like, he's mad because he wants to go to counseling and he thinks that their relationship is shaky, and she booked the lead part, and he's kind of like, I think he's low-key hating, but whatever. What else do we didn't see K Michelle, you know, which I think it bores the entire program when we don't see K Michelle on this, you know, on this episode. We didn't see her at all. I don't think, but I can't remember. Saigon and his baby mama, like Saigon's baby mama, I think her name was Erica too. She was saying how Saigon wanted to get a paternity test because he didn't know if that was his baby or not. Truth be told, that baby looked just like him, but you know, you never know. And she was feeling some type of way that he asked for a DNA test, and so she was like, I'm gonna take it. She had her friend there who was like, girl, like, you know, you should take it, but you know, why are you back with him, and yada yada yada. Okay, so only thing I'm mad about that whole situation about is how he had a Walmart DNA kit. Like, can you do like everybody else and just go to the doctor, get a swab or pull a piece of hair and keep it moving? Like, he actually went to Walmart, bought that DNA kit, and was like, yeah, it's gonna take a couple of weeks for it to get back. Hopefully we can celebrate as a family. And I'm just like, all of this is a hot mess. So I don't think I have anything else to say about Love and Hip Hop, honestly. Like, I'm good. I guess I'll come back next week because it's just too much. It's way too much. I just want to see what everybody has to say. You know what I want to see? I want to see what Peter has to say to Amina after she got her tail whooped by his girlfriend, baby mama. Y'all, this is too much. Follow me on Twitter at ANJIRAY at Angie Ray. Check out my 2 scandal reviews, my part 1 and part 2 of the episode 7, because I was way more thrilled with Scandal than I was with Love and Hip Hop. I mean, I know we a whole week late, but that's how unthrilled I was, bored I was with this episode, because yeah, they fought, but you know, just finding out that Tara was also a jump off kind of like dampened my spirits. So yeah, you know, what y'all think about that? Would you think that, you know, she reaps what she sows? I mean, what do y'all think? Are y'all tired of the tiles in her apartment? No tea, no shade, but I'm just tired. Or is it the cameraman? What do y'all want to see next episode? I don't know. I'll talk to y'all later. Follow me on Twitter at ANJIRAY, like I was saying. Subscribe, comment, like, or you don't even have to do any of that. Just come back. Just come back next week. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be right back here next week talking about the buffoonery. Ta-ta, y'all.